So you have these men now taking their whole frame, you know, over to different countries. And the reason why they're doing that is because as soon as they get to those countries, those women in those foreign countries like saying, an American man coming way over here. Let's show him a good time. Because this is what these women do over there. So of course you gotta understand that hey, it's gonna be, I mean, what man does not want to get chosen? You know, over here you have to choose your woman. Oh, I'll choose her, and then of course she has to be okay. I'll either take you or I'll leave you or whatever. The point is over there they prone to say more after than that, choose me. I'm going to present myself to you, and when I present myself to you, I'm sure you're going to like me. I'm going to be good to you. I'm going to treat you well. I'm going to do everything you ask me to do. And here's a little footage of what these men are seeing, because you know they watch these things on the internet all the time, and this is indicative as to the reason why they'll say, oh, "I'm going to this country. I'm going to that country." Here's a great example as to the reason why.
my pain away. Your touch made me see that things could always get better. The love that you've given me, no one can take away. I miss you, my love. I'll see you soon. Sincerely yours. I'm writing you this love letter. It helps me to get through all the days that I'm missing you. Saying I'm writing you this love
crowds flying so high. You try your best to stretch your mind beyond reality and sense and rhyme. You see things and make your big heart sing, like the flowers, trees, and birds and trees.
You know, these American women are well, you know, let me say this. You don't have to go halfway across the world to find a woman. You can find a woman right here. You ain't got to go that far. You can go find right here in the United States. In fact, right in your backyard and find a woman. You just have to understand that no matter who you are, what the situation is, that you have to be as a man. You have to be a man. You have to keep that man frame. You cannot turn around and act like, you know, you need a woman that bad where you have to go halfway across the world to get one. When in reality, you know, nothing has changed when it comes to men and women. It has nothing changed. Everything is still the same, right? You know, the makeup of a man is the same as it always have been. The makeup of a woman is the same as it always been. You know, time goes by and things do happen. You know, people do change. But the fact of the matter is that the roles of a man and a woman still is the same. You know, a man wants to, he needs to have his affirmation. Baby, you're the best thing I've ever had. Baby, you're so sweet. You know, you're wonderful. And a woman, of course, needs to have her validation. You know, sweetheart, you're so pretty. You look good. And there ain't been another woman like you. And you know, and that's what they want. That's what people want. Now, there's a certain thing that you can do to, you know, choke that off a little bit to make people yearn for you a little bit more. Like you don't tell a man you're the best thing, you know, I've ever been with. You don't tell a woman, you know, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. But if you tell a woman that, you need to tell her that for at least 30 days in a row. And it becomes something that's embedded in her. She's like, okay, he's told me that this is wonderful. I hear that every day. And then of course, if she takes advantage of it, you stop. Yeah, you stop. You just don't tell her. And then all of a sudden she'll be like, oh, what happened to my, you're so beautiful. What happened to my, hey baby, you just, oh, sweetheart, you got the prettiest eyes, you know, anything, you know, what happened to her, she'll say. And of course, you know, there's a lot of things that you need to understand about women. And once you understand about women, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You don't have to go halfway around the world to get one. That's what I'm saying. You know, you got men going halfway around the world to get a woman. You know, I know, I just talked to a friend today. He said that one of our friends went to Egypt to get married. He went to Egypt, to the motherland, to get married. And then he's embracing Islam. I don't have a problem. That's good. You know, listen, that's a good thing. I told him. I said, that's a good thing. You know, that he wouldn't, you know. But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, to get a good woman, you don't have to go halfway around the world. You get one right here in your backyard. You know, she just has to be, you know, and again, this may sound, I'm going to get some women that ain't going to like this, but she got to be trainable, teachable, and coachable. And if she's trainable, teachable, and coachable, you got her. She's cool. You got you a good one. You got to train, teach, and coach. And she's going to try to do the same thing to you. She's going to try and train, teach, and coach. It's just a matter of, will you allow her to do so? You know, or will you listen to the train, teaching, and coaching that she's giving and apply it down the road, not necessarily at that moment. Okay, now, okay, baby, I'll do what you know. You listen, say what you, is that what you think, and you think we assess it, and you implement it somewhere down the road, and that's how you do it. That being said, like, comment, hit that notification bell, subscribe, and share the video. Ted K, I'm out, your dating guru. I love it. Next, episode 4 of Social Norms Have Changed 60 Years Ago. You don't have to go to another country to get married. You can get married right here in the United States to somebody in a foreign country. Hello, thanks for tuning in to another presentation of Mouthpiece Sport. I'm Ted King, your host, and today I wanted to talk about a friend of mine who got married to a beautiful, I've seen her, woman from Egypt in Africa. Oh, she was gorgeous. I'm like, ooh. Not bad. Not bad. And so basically, what we're talking about is people going way overseas to get married, to find the love of their lives because they can't find it here in the United States of America. And I'm like, whoa, you don't have to go that far, but he went that far. But if you're going to go that far, go that far for the reasons why he went, because I didn't see. Because it was a Zoom. It was a Zoom. It was the first time I ever went to a wedding that was over a Zoom presentation. Through a Zoom presentation. But it's what it actually was. She was obviously in Egypt. I'm not exactly sure where he's at, because he was dressed up in all his African attire, and his witnesses were dressed the same way. 2 gentlemen from the United States were dressed the same way, and it took a while for the ceremony because she couldn't tap into the end. This is the killer right here. This is the interesting part about this whole thing. The person who did the Zoom call was in Utah instead of Utah, and so this person he said he'd been doing weddings since I can't remember, but anyway, he's 6,000 weddings, over 6,000 weddings he's done, and it was a quick kind of sort of I love you, I take it wasn't long and elaborate. They just said that they love each other and that they agreed to be husband and wife, and she seemed to speak pretty good English. She was very you can look at through the because you couldn't really see her because they were having some technical difficulties with the Zoom presentation. She couldn't get where she can, because they had to hear her. They had to see her and they had to see her and hear her say, "I do, I agree to this marriage." Otherwise, there wasn't gonna be no ceremony. Okay, it wasn't gonna happen, and they had to have that And so I think she was in. I'm sure she was in Egypt. She was in Africa, but what I'm not quite sure is if he was in Africa. But I do know that the person who did the wedding was in Utah, and or actually the person who did the wedding, the person who was the uh, justice of the peace, I guess. He's the person, that person who did the wedding. He was in Utah. Very interesting. I've never, that was the first time I've ever seen that done. I'm like saying, you know what? I guess you could do that. You can actually get married if you wanted to get married over Zoom. I never knew that, but that's what happened. I guess maybe there's some state that says, okay, we'll do it in our state. You can't do it here in this state, but in our state, in Utah, come on now. In Utah, you can imagine probably, I mean, it makes sense that it was Utah that they did this, that the person, the justice of the peace, the person who was the guy who was ordained to do a wedding would be from the state of Utah. And they were talking about there was two of them, but I didn't see but one. And so what happened? All his friends, and I was invited, so I tuned in. It was 2:00, California time, and so I tuned in and sat there, and all of a sudden things started coming on, and people started coming into the room, and the wedding was on. So I guess you know what? You really don't have to, in hindsight, now that I think about it, you really don't have to go to Egypt or, way overseas to get a wife. All you gotta do is have a Zoom. All you gotta do is have Zoom. You ain't got to go that far. All you gotta do is have Zoom. Okay, so that's the... I wish I had, I didn't want to tape it, right? Instead, this thing is being recorded. There's a possibility that it was recorded. I have to check and see if it was, But I was watching the whole thing when it played itself out. And, and they turned around and they got married. They're husband and wife, I'm not saying who the names are, because, I don't know if they want that to be known, But, I'm quite sure they don't care because they love each other. But over this situation, this this channel, they probably don't, want to know their business. I'm not gonna take the chance of saying it. So anyway, but it was a beautiful, 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 beautiful ceremony. And I didn't have to change. I was dressed like this. Working out, carrying on. I'm always working out of sweat, trying to stay in shape. But so I was wearing the same thing I'm wearing right now, and it was a really good thing. It was really interesting, is what it was. It was very, very, very interesting. I was so shocked that this was even going to happen because I got the invitation yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? It was happening the last two days. But I got an invitation to a Zoom wedding, and I'm like, whoa! I have got to be. I'm coming. I'm going. Right? And I was, just sitting there when the whole thing happened. But if I have any footage of me, I'll let it, I'll put it on here so you can see what I was doing. I was putting some carts together, for. My church. I was putting some cards together because, so I was at the church, at the same time the wedding was going on. It was very, 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 very convenient. Yeah. So yeah, and with that, that's how it went. But she was absolutely gorgeous. She was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful young woman. And yeah, she was young. She sure wasn't as old as he was, okay? So these guys is going overseas, man, and getting he went overseas and met her, but he actually didn't go overseas to marry her. I don't think he did, but I had to check on that. And so that being said, I'm Ted King, out into the next one. Live, love, and laugh. I heard that somewhere. I'm gonna use that anyway. Live, love, and laugh. Yeah, that's what you do. Okay. Into the next one. We'll see you.